All right, so how's things been for you guys? Obviously we'll hit it at a high level. 10,000 foot. Connor continues to. I saw a lot of the stuff that you put out on social media. He looks like he is in rare form early. Just crushing the baseball, playing well. But I know this has been a very not chaotic, but maybe a little chaotic, but hectic time for you guys.
Yeah, it's. We thought when he made his decision not this past December, but over a year ago to go to LSU that things would slow down, and it did with the colleges, but then it picked up a lot with the professional side of things and all the scouts that show up. We had almost 60 scouts at a high school baseball game last week, and they're pretty respectful. They come in, they speak before the game to Connor, and Connor speaks to them, and then he's just learned to take it in stride and not worry about who's there to watch. Just keep it a kid's game and just play the game that he loves. And so, yeah, it's been a whirlwind from that regard. And, he got a chance to go to Taiwan. I was able to make that trip with him.
How was that?
Last year. Man, it's awesome. Just to see how passionate other countries are about baseball. I'm not sure that we're the best baseball country in the world here in the United States. I'll just be honest. Japan and Chinese Taipei and over in Taiwan, those players, they are dedicated, passionate about it. They have their rituals that they go through on a daily basis. You don't see bat flips and not hustling out ground balls and stuff like that here. They just appreciate the game a little bit more, and I think we could learn a lot from them.
That's interesting to hear. Now, obviously, we know baseball is a worldwide sport to some degree, especially when you start looking at the major league rosters and where guys are coming from around the world. But to hear you say that, so I didn't know that it was that discipline over there. Do you know if they have, for instance, here we have tournament teams, we have places you can go play as a young. Do they have those type of what is their setup like?
They have academies in those places where they go train more than they play, and I think that's a lost thing here in the United States. Is every weekend it seems like everybody's jumping in a car and they're driving 2 states away to play tournaments. Well, I'll be honest with you, tournament baseball, travel baseball, there's no development in travel baseball once you get to the 14, 15, 16-year-old ages. You just show up on the weekend and you meet your teammates. Sometimes you don't even know who they are. You meet them and they roll the ball out and you play. There's not any development going on. All the development happens at 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 with your local teams and coaches who take the time to develop those players at a young age. That's where they get developed.
So they have academies that they basically they may play some games, but it's more like you come in and you're just developing on reps, developing on technique.
Yeah, they may come in the summer when school's out and then stay there for a week, and it might be an all-day thing where they just get repetitions and reps and coaching, and they're regimented. Every one of them, basically, they'll stand the same way in the box. They have their same stance, and it's taught. And you can tell that it's a developed skill over there in Japan and in Taiwan, where they're here, everybody does everything differently. And there's no rhyme or reason sometimes for the way that we do things over here, but you can tell it's very regimented over there.
Speaking of no rhyme or reason, let's go to More Bully. More Bully, welcome in.
I have a rhyme and a reason right now.
What you got? What's going on?
I have a question. So, Kevin, you said that the bats are hotter now.
Slightly.
Wasn't it like 10 years ago where they were trying to make them not as hot in college baseball?
Yeah, I think they've toned them down in college, but at the youth levels, they're still making them hot. And the unfortunate part about it is the fact that people cheat and they'll roll the bats and they get away with it, and then they brag about it. You hear it every time you go to a tournament on the weekend about, well, I rolled this bat or I did this to a bat, thinned it out. And I think that's why I say that bats are hotter now, because the technology is out there to make them hotter. And it's illegal. But, yeah, that's right. That's right. And it's unfortunate because people are trying to make the game safer, especially when kids are throwing from 40 and 45 feet, that's close for a baseball to come back off of a trampoline, basically. And I just think that's why I say that they're hotter now than they were 10 years ago.
Gotcha. Well, is BB core still a thing?
It is. Okay. It is. You have to use BB core in high school and college.
Okay, gotcha. And just to say about Beaver pitching softball wouldn't get anywhere near Beaver. He'd scare it off. Trust me.
Probably
just
so.
Just look at his calves, man.
That's right.
I'm telling you.
No, I think you're right.
His calves are the best I've seen combined.
Well done.
Later.
See ya. So he likes your calves better than Chris Brooks's calves. That's impressive. You should take that as a compliment.